Hello everyone, this is a recording for your lesson in phonetics entitled Sentence Stress, and we will also have a quick overview about stress shifting suffixes et and t. We start with sentence stress. When we are asked to identify the stress in lexical words in a sentence, we need first to identify or distinguish between lexical words and function words. What are lexical words, which should be stressed, and what are function words, which are usually left unstressed? Lexical words, or sometimes called content words, they are the main verbs, nouns, adjectives, adverbs, negations and negative auxiliaries, demonstratives, this, that, these, those, and interrogatives like question words, who, what, how, etc. And we have what we call function words or grammatical words. Those words are unstressed, they are left unstressed. Those function words, they are auxiliary verbs, articles, pronouns, prepositions, and conjunctions. So now you know what are lexical words and what are function words. And the lexical words are the ones which should be stressed in a sentence. Now we can move to our exercise. You have a couple of sentences and you are supposed to mark the stress in the lexical words. We read the sentences together and we identify stress placement in lexical words. Sentence 1, first I read it and then I correct and identify the lexical words which should be stressed. The first sentence is, Babylon was once a great empire. Babylon was once a great empire. So here I need to identify lexical words. Not only that, but identify the syllable which should be stressed if the word has more than one syllable. So we need to identify the stressed syllable. We are not going to stress the whole word. We are going only to stress the stressed syllable in that word. So we start with the first word. Babylon. What is Babylon? Babylon is a noun. So it is a lexical word and we look for the stress. The stress is on ba, on the first syllable. So we say Babylon, Babylon. So we put the first stress mark on or before the syllable ba. We move to the second word, which is was. Yes, it is a main verb. Was here in the sentence is a main verb. But we have an exception for the rule which says that main verbs are stressed. To be is an exception. To be, whether it is the main verb in the sentence or the auxiliary verb, it is never, ever stressed. Again, to be is never stressed, whether it is a main verb or an auxiliary verb. Contrary to the auxiliary have. When it is an auxiliary verb, it is not stressed, but when it is a main verb, it is stressed because it means to own something. For example, if I say, he has a book, he has a book. I cannot reduce has here because it means he owns a book. So here I stress has because it is a main verb. Okay, so to be is an exception for the rule. It is never stressed, even it is a main verb. So we leave was and stressed. The next word is once. Once is one syllable and it is an adverb and it is stressed. Once, adverb of frequency. So once is stressed. Is an article. We don't stress it. Great is an adjective, one syllable adjective, we stress it, one syllable stressed. And empire, empire is a noun, so it is stressed and we put the stress on the first syllable, which is empire. So the stressed words in this sentence are Babylon on ba, once, great, and empire on M. So I read the sentence again where I need to show the stressed syllable clearly and more powerful and strong than the rest of the syllables. So the first sentence, Babylon was once a great empire. Great. We move to the second sentence. The second sentence says, Babylonian imperial power was once very great. Babylonian imperial power was once very great. So, the first word, Babylonian, which is an adjective, so we need to stress it, and we put the stress on low, because on the penult, because we have the an suffix, which is the line rule. And we need again to put the secondary stress on ba, which is an automatic secondary stress. Imperial. Imperial is an adjective as well, and we put the stress on imperial power. We put the stress on p on the penult because we have the el suffix, which is a line rule, imperial. Power is a noun, it is stressed, and we put the stress on power. Was, though it is the main verb, but it is left unstressed because to be is never stressed. Once is an adverb, we stress it. Very is an adverb, we stress the first syllable, very. Great is an adjective, we stress it. So, Babylonian imperial power was once very great. Sentence 3. Shakespeare's tragedies make great drama. Shakespeare's tragedies make great drama. So the stress words are Shakespeare. Shakespeare is a noun, so we put the stress on Shakespeare. Tragedies, so the stress is on tra. Make is the main verb, one syllable, it is stressed. Great, one syllable adjective, and it is stressed. Drama is a noun, and the stressed syllable is the first one, which is drama. Sentence 4. The dramatic power of Shakespearean tragedy is well known. The dramatic power of Shakespearean tragedy is well known. So, we start with the first word, which is the. It is an article, so we do not stress it. We leave it. Dramatic. Dramatic is an adjective. We stress it. So what is the stressed syllable? It is the penult, ma, because of the suffix ik, which is a stress shifting suffix. Dramatic. Power, stress on pa, it's a noun. Of is a preposition. We do not stress prepositions. Shakespearean, an adjective. The stress is on the penult, peer, because we have the stress shifting suffix ian, which is under the line rule. And we need to put a secondary stress automatic on she. Tragedy, stress, it's a noun, stress on the first syllable, tra. Is, though it is the main verb, but we do not stress it because it is to be. To be is never stressed, so we leave it unstressed. Well known. Well alone is an adverb. Known alone is an adjective. When they are together, well known, they form an adjective as one word, as one compound adjective. So we stress well only. So we say well known. Okay? So we stress well, and the whole word is considered as an adjective. The dramatic power of Shakespearean tragedy is well known. Good. Sentence 5. They played the symphony with considerable energy. They played the symphony with considerable energy. So, they is a pronoun. We do not stress pronouns, so we leave it. Personal pronoun, they, is not stressed. Played is the main verb. One syllable, we stress it. Played. The is an article. The is an article. We do not stress it. We leave it unstressed. Symphony. Symphony is a noun and it is stressed on the first syllable, sim. With is a preposition. We do not stress it. We leave it. Considerable. Considerable. So this word has a suffix, but which type of a suffix it is? It is the suffix able, which is a neutral or weak suffix, so it does not affect the stress placement. We keep the stress as it was in the root. So the root is consider, consider. So consider, considerable. So the stress here on C, considerable. Energy is a noun and the stress is on a, energy. They played the symphony with considerable energy. Sentence 6. The energetic performance of the symphonic poem pleased the critics. The energetic performance of the symphonic poem pleased the critics. The is a noun, is a pronoun, so it is not stressed. Energetic is an adjective. It is stressed on J, on the penult, because of the ik rule on the penult. Performance is a noun. It is stressed on for, performance. Of is a preposition. It is not stressed. The is an article. It is not stressed. Symphonic. Symphonic is an adjective. Yes, it is stressed on for, on the penult, because of the ik rule. Poem is a noun. It is stressed on po. Pleased. It is a main verb. One syllable main verb. It is stressed. The is not stressed. Article. Critics. It's stressed on cri, on the penult, because of the ik rule. So, the energetic performance of the symphonic poem pleased the critics. Sentence 7. Historically speaking, heroes and heroic acts are not common. Historically speaking, heroes and heroic acts are not common. So, historically, it's an adverb, but it ends with two suffixes, equal and li. Li is a neutral suffix, so it does not affect the stress placement. However, equal is a stress shifting suffix which is composed of two syllables, and the stress should fall on the syllable just before equal. So we put the stress on to, historically. Okay? The next word is the word speaking, which is an adjective. Speaking, the stress is on spe, the first syllable. Heroes, the stress is on the first suffix, so the first syllable. It is a noun. And is a conjunction. We do not stress conjunctions. Heroic is a adjective, and the stress is on ro because of the ik rule on the penult. Acts is a noun, one syllable noun. It is stressed. Are is not stressed, though it is the main verb because it is to be. Not is always stressed because it's a negation and it is considered as an adverb. So not is stressed. Common is an adjective, so it is stressed on common. The last sentence, which is sentence number 8. The people of Glasgow are Glaswegians and the people of Aberdeen are Aberdonians. Again, the people of Glasgow are Glaswegians and the people of Aberdeen are Aberdonians. So, the is an article, it is not stressed. People is a noun and it is stressed on the first syllable, on P. Of is a preposition, it is not stressed. Glasgow is a British city and the stress is on Glasgow. Is the main verb, and it is not stressed because it's to be, it's an exception. Glaswegians. Glaswegians is an adjective, and the stress is on the penult we. The stress is on we because of the stress shifting suffix "ian," which falls under the line rule, and is a conjunction, is not stressed. The article is not stressed. People on P. Of preposition not stressed. Aberdeen. Aberdeen is a British city as well, so it is stressed on Dean, the primary stress on Dean, and we have a secondary stress on A on the first syllable. R is not stressed. To be is never stressed. Aberdonians. Aberdonians is an adjective. The stress is on do, on the penult, because of the Ian line rule. So, the people of Glasgow are Glaswegians and the people of Aberdeen are Aberdonians. Great, so we have marked the stress on only the lexical words, and we have left the function words or grammatical words unstressed. Now we move to something else related to stress shifting suffixes, and we are going to talk about two disyllabic suffixes which are ety and ety. Those suffixes, they occupy two syllables. That's why we call them disyllabic. They occupy two syllables, and the rule says when we have ety and ety, which are stress shifting suffixes, the stress falls on the syllable just before this suffix. So it is on the antepenult, the third from the end, because as I said, this syllable, ety and ety, they occupy two syllables. So the stress is on the antepenult, the third from the end. In this table, we have the root, which is an adjective, will become a noun. We derive a noun from it by adding ety or ety suffixes. So we are going to see what will happen to the derived noun with the suffix ety or ety, which is a stress shifting suffix. We start with the first word. The first root adjective is infirm. Infirm. The stress is on firm. The noun, the derived noun, is infirmity. Infirmity. So the stress is on the antepenult just before ety. Next word. Uniform. Uniform. The stress is on u. Uniform. The derived noun is uniformity. Uniformity. So the stress is on for on the antepenult. Next word, real, real. The derived adjective is reality, reality. Stress on the antepenult. Human, human. Next word is humanity, humanity. The derived adjective is humanity, so the stress on the antepenult. Next word is popular, popular, stress on po, and when we added the et, it becomes popularity, popularity, stress on just before that suffix on the antepenult. Next word is electric, electric, and when we added the et, it becomes electricity, electricity, on the antepenult as usual. Next word is fluid, fluid. When we add ety, it becomes fluidity, fluidity. The word proper, proper. When we add the suffix, it becomes propriety, propriety. So the stress on pri, the antepenult. Fertile, fertile, the stress on fer. When we add ety, it becomes Fertility. Fertility. The next word is feminine. Feminine. When we have added the et, it becomes femininity. Femininity. So the stress, as usual, is on the antepenult. The word passive. Passive. Stress on pa on the first syllable. When we add the et, it becomes passivity. Passivity. And the last word is ambiguous. Ambiguous. When we add the et, it becomes ambiguity. Ambiguity. Great. So we have finished with the stress shifting suffixes et and et. We go back to sentence stress with another activity. We are asked to do the same thing, to identify the stress or to put the stress on the lexical words. So, the first sentence is, space is infinite, but we find infinity difficult to understand. Space is a noun, one syllable, it is stressed. Is the main verb, but it is to be, it is not stressed. Infinite, stress on in, infinite. But is a conjunction. We do not stress conjunctions. We is a pronoun, personal pronoun. We do not stress personal pronouns. The main verb is find. Find is one syllable. We stress it. Infinity. Infinity, stress on phi because of the et suffix, sorry. Difficult. Difficult, stress on d, an adjective. To is a preposition, we do not stress it. Understand. Understand is a verb, so the stress is on stand. And we have a secondary stress on the first syllable, on an. The second sentence is, the discovery of electricity has been of great benefit to human society. So, the is an article, we do not stress it. Discovery. Discovery is a noun, the stress on ka. Of is a preposition, we do not stress it. Electricity, stress on lek before et. Stress on electricity. On tree, not on lek. On tree, sorry. On electricity, so stress on tree. Has been of, nothing is stressed, has an auxiliary verb. Been is the main verb, but it is to be, it's not stressed. Of is a preposition, it is not stressed. Great is an adjective, it is stressed, one syllable. Benefit, stress on be, benefit. To is not stressed. Human, stress on hu. And society, stress on psi on the antepenult because of the stress shifting suffix et. Sentence 3. There is some ambiguity in the wording of this statement. So, there is a indefinite pronoun, we do not stress it. Is, to be, is not stressed. A determiner, we don't stress it, or quantifiers, we don't stress them. Ambiguity. Ambigu is on gu before et suffix. In is a preposition, we do not stress it. The is an article, we do not stress it. Wording, wording, the stress on were, wording. Of is not stressed. This is not stressed. Statement is stressed. Statement is the noun, and the stress is on stay, statement. And even this is a demonstrative, we stress it. Number 4. He isn't a formal person, and the informality of his home is well known. So, he is a pronoun, is not stressed. Isn't, isn't. Though it is to be, but it is negation. Negative auxiliaries, I said, they are stressed. So we stress isn't because it's a negative auxiliary. Is not stressed. Formal. Formal, the stress is on for. Person, noun, stress on per. And is a conjunction, we do not stress it. The is an article, we do not stress it. Informality, stress on ma because of the et. Of is not stressed. His pronoun is not stressed. Home, one noun, one syllable, and it is a noun, it is stressed. Is not stressed. Well known, the stress is on well. The last sentence is, femininity and masculinity are supposed to be very different qualities. So, we stress femininity on ni, on the antepenult, and is not stressed, conjunction. Masculinity on the antepenult, on li, because of the et. Are, to be, is not stressed. Supposed, stress on po. To is not stressed, be is not stressed. Very is an adverb, so we stress the va. Different, stress on d, on the first syllable. And qualities, to stress on qualities. Great, we have finished with sentence stress. And the last thing is a passage for reading, and the aim is to practice the stress. The aim is to pronounce words with suffixes correctly. So this passage is full of namely stress shifting suffixes. I'm going to read the passage for you, and you read it and try to put the stress on the correct words. So, the passage is entitled The Jaguar, which is an animal that resembles the tiger. So, I read the passage and try to read it and put the correct stress on the correct placement. So, I start reading. The jaguar, although resembling the leopard in its color and spots, belongs to a separate species. There is no record of its having been found wild anywhere except in the Americas, and that is why some people refer to it as the American leopard. However, the jaguar differs from its counterparts in the Old World. Not only because of geographical distribution, it is also distinct because of a variety of physiological factors, such as size and strength. Its ability to climb trees is prodigious. Its malicious killer instinct proverbial, and its nocturnal activity unequaled, except possibly by the leopard itself. Even in captivity, it often inspires anxiety among visitors because of its ferocious aspect. The jaguar is such a savage animal that it generally inspires terror in the observer. Okay, I have finished reading the passage, and you repeat and you read it and try to place the stress in its correct syllable. Thank you for watching. See you in the next lesson.